Yo, what is up, my friends? Today we're actually going over some buy and never sell dividend stocks. All right. I've carefully selected these dividend stocks so that they're super safe. And the first one we're actually going to go over is one I own in my MooMoo portfolio. Where, as you know, if you're subscribed to the channel, this is my portfolio where once I buy a stock, I will never sell it. So it's kind of funny. The title of the video is Never Sell This Dividend Stock. And this is literally what I'm doing with multiple of these holdings, not all of them. But definitely this first one right here, which is CubSmart. Now, I'm going to be showing you all the financials right here, but look at the chart of CubSmart, all right? This one very closely follows ticker symbol TLT, which is the US 20-year Treasury bond. And that's because REITs are heavily affected by interest rates, and TLT is basically what the interest rate is. So anyway, let's actually go check out CubeSmart and their financials. So they actually just reported a 51-cent dividend. Literally, it went ex-dividend on Friday, which was 1 or 2 days ago. And if we go to their dividend history, check this out. They just rose the dividend from 49 cents to 51. So let's see if this dividend is sustainable because this 51-cent dividend means you're getting a 4.4% dividend yield. Now, remember, that's at these high prices. I was buying this down at like $38. So the dividend was closer to 5%, but still 4.4% is a very good yield. And this one historically has done very good. You know, this is in a self storage industry, and the self storage industry is very recession resilient. Not recession proof, but is recession resilient. It's outperformed all the other different REIT subsectors. But anyway, let's dig into their numbers and see how they're doing. So at first glance, if we check out their net income right here, you would say, yo, this is really bad. It's down 9% from 1 year ago, their actual net income. But if we actually dig into the details, which I did, 1 year ago, they sold off a couple properties and that added to their net income. So that really doesn't count. What we actually want to look at is something like the operating income or the core FFO, which is down here. And as you can see, it's actually up 3.8% from 1 year ago. So that's how we actually look at growth for REITs. We want to look at their core FFO growth. And for CubeSmart, it's grown 3.8%. And check this out, they've had the exact same amount of assets. So it's actual organic growth. So check this out. 1 year ago, their leverage ratio was 54%. Now it's still the same at 53.91%. Slightly lower, but that's good. So yeah, their total revenue is growing 2%. But anyway, let's go look at the dividend stats. So as we know, they're making $168 million in 1 quarter. And even on a bad quarter, Q1, they made $135 million. So let's see how much their dividend costs from that. So their dividend actually only cost $110 million. And if you're like, yo, that's a really high payout, though, still, it's actually because REITs have to, by law, pay out 90% of their taxable income, or else they'll pay taxes on it. So yeah, they actually choose to pay out, um, $110 million, and that's, very competitive with the US 20-year Treasury yield. If we actually go to see if they're diluting you as a shareholder, like issuing shares, they're not doing that at all. You're chilling at 0.13%, but that's also because the assets have stayed the same. So I think they're looking for a good deal or something. Anything could happen. But yeah, as we know, the total common shares stayed the same. But yeah, check this out. They actually bought back in the most recent quarter $79,000. I bet you're like, that's not significant. But what's significant about it is 1 year ago in the same quarter, they issued $5 million worth of shares. So the fact that they're like, buying back stock and, it's improved a ton since 1 year ago, I find that very impressive. So those are the reasons why CubeSmart is one of my all-time favorite dividend stocks. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And it's not just CubeSmart. If you wanted another self-storage play, we could look at Public Storage. This is one of the largest one. This one's 5 times bigger than CubeSmart. And this one's dividend yield is 3.93%, but this one might be a little safer just because of the market cap. But I love Public Storage and CubeSmart. I'm really bullish on just the whole industry, or the whole self-storage industry, because of how it's performed historically. So yeah, let's dig into the next dividend stock. All right, so before I show you the next stock, don't forget to hit the like button for me. As you know, I make no money off these YouTube videos, so I just make these for fun, and it's just my opinion, not financial advice. But yeah, don't forget to hit the like button for me. It really does help me out a lot. And let's check out the next dividend stock. All right, guys. So the next dividend stock is a very interesting one that I also own. So check out ticker symbol OXY or Oxy Petroleum, whatever. We know Warren Buffett really likes this one. And their dividend yield is only 1.2%. But if we go out to the monthly chart or just look, this stock is where it was back in 2010. So basically, there's been no growth over the past, well, over a decade. But here we are finally, and they just acquired a very high quality asset. And their asset competes with another very large player in the same industry, which is a dividend stock I'm really talking about, which is EOG Resources. And look at how this stock is done. We'll actually scroll out to the monthly chart. This one's at all-time highs. So this one has clearly been the better play, and the market cap on this one is $70 billion. So I really love EOG Resources. I'm actually really bullish on oil next year. I think oil in 2024 is going to go up. But anyway, the dividend yield is 3.01%. And why has this stock done so good? Well, I don't want to get controversial or in trouble for saying this, but EOG Resources and that new property that Oxy just acquired, they basically have these oil wells that replenish. That's what a lot of people don't know about oil. We're never running out of oil because oil wells literally replenish. But anyway, I can't really get into that. But let's go check out how EOG Resources is doing. Again, at first glance, most people are like, "Whoa, net income is down 28% year over year." I'm gonna just go ahead and leave. Well, let's actually dig into this. So look, if we compare this to what uh like normal time, which was 2018, 2019, they were making on average, we'll call it $750 million a quarter. I'm not sure what it actually is, but as we can see, now if we compare, we're making a lot more than pre-pandemic, in the billions more, and we're seeing a stabilization. But I think in 2024, we're going to go back up to these net incomes of close to 2 to $3 billion a quarter. But anyway, let's check out their balance sheet. So we want to look at the assets to liabilities ratio, which is the golden number right there. So 1 year ago, it was 41%, and now it's 36%. And they have a lot more assets. So it went from 40 billion to 43 billion. And if we go to their actual operating cash flow, this is the number that they can do dividends with or stock buybacks or, acquire new assets. So it was $2.7 billion in the most recent quarter. Very consistent, it's never been negative. So I really like that. So let's see, let's scroll back over here. So even in this awful quarter, which was 2020 Q1, look at this, $828 million. That's a terrible quarter, right? Let's see how much their dividend cost them. It actually only costs $480 million. Their 91-cent dividend cost them, we'll just call it $500 million because we don't know how much exactly it'll cost next quarter. But anyway, it cost them $500 million. And why was it over $1 billion in some of these quarters? That's because they do special dividends. I forgot to show you the dividend history. Yeah, check this out. Look at all the special dividends that they've done. So they just did $1.50 special dividend. They've done another $1.50, $2. But anyway, that's EOG Resources dividend history. But let's go back to their actual financials because that's what we want to look at. So their 3% dividend costs roughly $500 million. Let's call it $500 million. And here's their diluted normalized EPS. Remember, their dividend cost 91 cents, and they're making well over 91 cents every quarter. So here's their total debt. Check this out. Their debt's going down and down. Look, $3.8 billion. And if we go to their total cash, they have way more cash than debt. So that's a really great sign. They can pay off all their debt, if they wanted to right now. But let's see how they're doing if they're diluting you. So check this out. In the three most recent quarters, instead of doing a special dividends, check this out. They never used to do stock buybacks. Now they're doing a ton, 300 million, a quarter. Well, it was 100 million in the most recent quarter, but they love to do stock buybacks. And the fact that they're prioritizing that now really makes me happy because if we go to their total common shares outstanding, well, it hasn't gone down much because they just started the program and their market cap is $70 billion. It is down from 1 year ago and it's a dividend payer. So you get the 3% dividend, not even including the special dividends that you might get. So a 3% normal dividend. And then we also, you're not being diluted as a shareholder. So, hey, I get it if you don't want to own it because it's very commodities based with oil and natural gas, but they seem to have a real premium on the oil that they sell. And they're the, I think, largest, US play for this. So, yeah. But yeah, guys, that was the video. Let me know with your thoughts on any of it in the comments. I'll respond to every single one of them. Also, don't forget to hit the like button for me. It really does help me out a lot. And hey, if you like my perspective on how I show you all the numbers, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I make all these videos for fun. I make zero money off these YouTube videos unless you use my affiliate code in the description to the MooMoo app or the Webull app that I was doing all my analysis on that shows all the financials. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nate the Robber, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.